Back when I left school, very few of my friends reached out to me, which made me very sad at the time and very lonely. I had no job, no purpose. I just lived with my parents and relied on government support to sustain myself. That was a difficult period in my life. Some days I felt so hopeless, I wanted to end it all, right then and there. I remember there was this one day in particular where I genuinely thought about ending it. I even tried suffocating myself under a pillow. There were days I would cry for no particular reason, which moments before when I was feeling completely okay. I felt lost and purposeless. It felt like I was on a ship, sailing endlessly, but I didn't know where to go. I felt like a bird with its wings clipped off, unable to soar and feel my fullest potential. I wondered what direction my life was heading. During that time, I also had another YouTube channel with 1,000 subscribers. And if I'm being honest, I paid some sketchy Fiverr guys to help me get there. And it still wasn't taking off. I had all but lost hope and I didn't know what to do next. The little purpose which I had was my YouTube channel, which I ended up burying. You can literally go over there and right now and you'll see that all my videos are privated. The reason is I felt too ashamed of myself. I didn't want my parents or my relatives to see my videos. I was talking about some personal shit that I haven't even told them. The fear of what people would think of me made me bury that channel. Today, the fact that I restarted my channel helped me get over what I fear. I don't care anymore what anyone thinks. Starting this channel was a fresh start, a new beginning, and I will not let anything hold me back. I will upload every day until I am dead or until YouTube ceases to exist. And you can keep me accountable on that, if I'm truly a man of my words or not. Back when my parents constantly kept urging me to get a job. Murtaza, get a job. Murtaza, get a job. Every morning, I kept hearing that. Thinking back, the reason why I didn't have a job is when I was younger, I read a book by Robert Kiyosaki, which altered my thinking to the point where I felt I would rather die than get a job. It painted such a grim image of the 9-to-5 lifestyle that I couldn't see myself working for someone else. What I failed to realize back then is you have to be very careful when implementing the advice of these self-help books. Everyone starts somewhere. You need a job to sustain yourself. The benefit of a job which these self-help gurus fail to realize is that which is better, doing nothing or having a job. You might not like the job that you work at, but I was at home doing nothing, making no progress. But at least today, having a job allows me to get out of the house, to help my parents out, instead of playing video games all day. The limiting beliefs that held me back for a long time, where I told myself I would never get a job, but the truth is, we need the stepping stones to reach our desired goal. A job provides the discipline. It sets up the foundation for the future successes in business or whatever that might be. Think about it this way. If you can't dedicate yourself to a job, how do you dedicate yourself to starting a business one day? A job typically involves 40-hour work weeks. A hands-on kind of business requires 100 hours plus. If I could go back, I would tell my younger self, my younger naive self, the reason why you can't dedicate yourself to anything is because your brain is fried. You haven't done a single thing. The reason why you have no motivation is because you lack action. The reason why you feel lazy all the time is because you haven't endured enough pain. Your life has been nothing but comfort. You're stuck in your bubble, in your own world, which you haven't pierced. You must get out of your comfort zone. Another lie I was told by the authors I read. I was reading a lot back then. And also some of the teachers were preaching this same message, which is to do what you're passionate about. Sure, it's good to follow your passion. But if your passion isn't paying the bills, is it really smart to pursue it full time? Have a job and in your spare time, follow your passion. Or better yet, have a job which will help you gain the skills you need for your passion. The thing that finally got me out of the depths of depression was pursuing a grand goal. I found the motivation within me, which allowed me to pick myself up and to do something about my situation. I realized I needed a clear goal to work towards, something that would give my life meaning. For me, it's the idea that I can build myself into the kind of man who could one day support his own family. The idea that I can become the best version of myself is what truly motivates me. I also want to be able to give back to my parents who have a mountain of debt which they've accumulated so that Murtaza and his brothers and sisters can live a comfortable life. My dad almost drowned coming to this country. The least I can do is help pay off his mortgage one day. The reason why you have no purpose is because you lack responsibility. I'm taking responsibility. I started doing something with my life. When you don't have responsibility for something, your life is meaningless, empty, and void. Of course you feel depressed. I feel depressed thinking about being in that situation. The thought of that makes me depressed. That's why I'm pouring my heart out into making this channel succeed. I don't share this story to get sympathy, but to tell you that I understand what it feels like to have no purpose, to not know what to do with your life. We all go through times of feeling lost and without purpose, but the first step is finding the motivation to improve the quality of your life and your family's well-being. You should be motivated every day to work, knowing your dad works his butt off feeding the family so you could have a roof over your head. You want motivation? You want purpose? Take on some responsibility for once in your life. If your mother or father still works and you're not making any progress to retire them, then you're doing something wrong. If every day you don't feel exhausted and sweaty, it means you haven't done enough. If the image of your mother and father working doesn't scare you, then I don't know what will. You need to do something, whatever that might be. Start going to the gym, start meditating, start reading, start improving yourself. And only then will you see some level of progress in your life.